and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. Today I'm going to do my weekly family budget check-in. If it seems like I just did this a few days ago, it's because I did. I usually do it on Saturdays, but I was late last week, which is good because there were a couple of mistakes that you guys caught and I can go in and fix them today. So that's exciting. I'm so glad you guys caught those because I missed them completely. And if you guys didn't tell me about them, then our budget would be off. So I appreciate that. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom, as well as a Plum Paper notebook. I have links to both of these in the description box below. If you have never made a purchase with Plum Paper, you can send me an email to jbleecher@gmail.com, and I will submit your email address to Plum Paper, and then they'll send me a discount code for you. Now, if you go to Plum Paper first and set up an account with them using your email address, they won't give me a discount code. So make sure you email me before you go to their website. Okay, so let's start with the workbook. Okay, so let's start with this week's expense tracker. The way I use her expense trackers is I use one per week. It just helps me stay more organized that way. I list all of my expenses and then I make a key at the bottom for where I put the total for each budget category that I have. So looking here, we did really good in miscellaneous. We only have one miscellaneous expense and we only have 2 food, which is excellent. So let's go to the monthly spread and see where all of our money actually went this week. Okay, so the stickers I'm going to be using for the categories are from my friend Cara Jo Plans. She has an Etsy shop. I do have a link to her Etsy shop in the description box below. All the other stickers you see are from my Etsy shop, Life in Envelopes. There is also a link to my shop down below, and I have discount codes for both shops for you down below as well. Okay, so let's start with bills. This week, Netflix came out, and that was for $15. Over the weekend, we went to Sam's and we spent $64 on food. Midweek, we stopped by Fairway, which is a local grocery store, and we spent $83. I think we were actually on budget this week for food. What's 64 plus 83? 147. Our goal is 150. So that means we didn't go over our food budget. That's very exciting. Rarely happens. Okay, and then we did get gas when we went to Sam's Club, and that was $29. Our budget is $30, so we're good there as well. So far looking good. Okay, so we had a tree stump removed from our front yard. Actually, we didn't do it. The city came and did it, which was nice because we didn't have to pay for it that way. But they found 6 baby bunnies when they did that. So we contacted a bunch of places, and nobody would take them. Nobody would help us. So they told us just to leave them for the mama and hopefully she'll come back. Well, when David got home, he said, "Jennifer, they're going to die if we do that." So he insisted that we head over to PetSmart and get some bottles and milk. We got some kitten milk and some bottles. And then we tried to feed them, but they were not interested at all. So we ended up putting them back. We put them under a bush, a different bush, hoping that the mom will smell them out and find them, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So that's what that was. It was $25 for the kitten milk and the little bottles. Okay, next is medical. We had a pharmacy visit this week where we spent $19. And then I had one doctor's appointment this week where I spent $18 for my copay. This was actually very exciting. Once a year I have to go in and have my iron tested because I have had to have several iron infusions. And this year I didn't need an iron infusion, and this is the 2nd year in a row. So it's been 2 years since I've needed an iron infusion, and I think that is super exciting. I hate getting iron infusions. Okay, next is household expenses, and we spent $50 on household expenses from Sam's. Okay, so Sinking funds cash envelopes. I didn't budget for this to come out this week, but that's totally fine. My check came in, so David went ahead and took out his spending money, which is $40, so it's $20 a week for 2 weeks, and he transferred it over to his personal account. Totally fine. I just hadn't budgeted for that, so that's something I need to make sure, like when we go to the check-in, that I remember to put that cost down, or that expense down. Okay, so let's go to the weekly spread. I mean the paycheck bill tracker first. So let's first fix the two corrections from last week. So first of all, I said that we spent 0 on house, but we actually spent 50. So I need to change that to 50. And then on Netflix, we paid Netflix last week, and I didn't have it written down in the budget, so I need to add that. So I'm gonna add both of those, calculate all the numbers so we can see what our real rollover should have been. That's not Netflix. What is that? That is my cable. That is my internet, not Netflix. That would be a lot for Netflix. Okay, internet, $76. Okay, so we had $11.06 to start. Let's see how much we spent on bills. So that's 9 plus 20 plus 76. So that's 105. Okay, so 1106 minus 105. That's 1001. Okay, so I'm going to bring that total down here. Okay, so let's see how much we actually spent on our variable expenses. $315. We actually spent $315. Okay, so 1001 minus 315. That's 686. $686. Okay, so I'm going to bring that over here to our extra savings, $686. So that's the amount that we're actually going to roll over, which is quite a bit less than I had written. So $686 was rolled over, leaving us with a total of 0. We want to budget, we want to end with 0 at the end of every week. Okay, so now that we have the correct information for this week, let's go ahead and take a look at this week and how it went. 686. So starting with rollover, it was actually 686. And I'm just going to double check that. Yep, 686. I was paid $3,300. This is my teacher pay, my second to last teacher pay, and that's how much it actually was, making our total $3,986. So I'm going to I don't bring that amount down. Okay, so city. I forgot to pay it again. It's like one of the only bills, like I actually have to like go and pay and it doesn't come out automatically. So now I paid it this morning when I realized I hadn't paid it yet, and now it's late. So that just sucks. I hate when I do that. Okay, so nothing actually came out. Netflix did come out, and that was 15. And I'm just gonna double check the calendar, see if there's any other bills that came out. That would be purple. Nope, no other bills. Okay, so we actually only spent 15 on bills this week. So $39.86 minus 15, that's $39.71. Okay, I'm gonna bring that down here. Okay, so let's see how much we spent. Oh, you know what, we're gonna come back to this. Let's go to the notebook, calculate all this, and then we'll come back and fill this part in. This is where I'm gonna use that information from the key to help me update all my variable expenses. So I do this extra step because it helps me take a closer look at our variable expenses, which is what I wanna do. Our variable expenses is where we can really make a difference in our budget, where we can make some changes. Okay, so for food this week, we budgeted $150. We ended up spending $147. So we were positive by $3. That's $3, right? Yeah, that's $3. So we were actually positive $3. So let's see where we ended last week for our monthly total. Last week we were at negative $92 for the month. So that now we're at negative 89. Because 92 minus 3 would be 89. Okay, for gas. For gas, we budgeted $30 and we spent $29. So we were positive $1. Last week, when we ended, we were positive 19 for the month. So now we are positive 20 for the month. Okay, miscellaneous. We budget $25. Is that right? Yes, that's right, sorry. So we budget 25, we spent 25, so that is a difference of 0. Now last week we were at positive 50, so that means we're still at positive 50 because 50 and 0 would be 50. Okay, medical. We budgeted $50 for medical expenses. We spent $44. So that means we were positive $6. Guys, check this out. We are positive or 0 in every category. That is really good for us. Okay, so positive $6. So medical, we were at positive 67 for the month. 67. And today we're positive another 6. So now we're positive 73 for the month in the area of medical. For house, we budgeted 50. We spent 50, so that's a difference of 0. And last week we ended with a positive amount of 50. So we are now at 50 for the month. Okay, so now I'm going to see how much we budgeted, how much we actually spent. So 305 was our budgeted amount. Let's see how much we actually spent. We actually spent $295, so that's a difference of $10, right? Yeah, so we are positive $10. So I'm going to add this together and make sure that's positive 10. I can see that it is. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 6 is 10. So we are positive $10. So let's see where we are for the month so far. Okay, so at 104, it says we're 104. I'm just going to double check that, make sure I did that right. $104. Okay, very nice. So budgeting wise, we are positive $104 so far this month. Okay, so let's go back to the Budget by Paycheck workbook and add all this information to that now. I'm just gonna put this off to the side so I can see the numbers. So for food, we budgeted $150, we spent $147. Gas, we spent $29. Miscellaneous, we spent $25. Medical, we spent $44. And house, we spent $50. Okay, so I need to add, because I didn't budget for this, David's spending money. That would go in this category here. So D, spending, I didn't budget for it. I would have budgeted for it next week, so it's fine. It's just gonna come out now. So $40. Yep, $40. Okay, so I'm gonna add all this together. Well, actually, I know all of this equals $295, so I just need to add the 40 to that. $295 plus 40, that's $335. I know that those equal $295 because I've already done the math here. That's how I knew it equaled $295. Okay, so $39.71 minus $335 is $36.36. Okay, so I'm going to bring that over here. so we are going to roll over 36, 36. I'm rolling over whatever we have left over at the end of each week. I'm rolling it over. And then on the 4th week, which will be next week, is that right? Yeah, next week will be the 4th week. That's where I would take the extra money that we have after we need $1,000 to roll over for the next month. So anything over 1,000 would then go towards our goals, which recently has been paying off debt. But right now, we're just gonna continue to roll it over and save it until my income becomes more stable. Okay, so 36 is what we're gonna roll over, bringing our leftover amount to 0. Okay, so let's budget for the 4th week. Okay, so we're going to have a rollover of 36, 36. 36, 36. And that's it. So that will be our total income for this week. This is for week 4. So that would be June 20th through June 26th. Okay, so the information I'm going to put here is from my Excel spreadsheet, and I did promise you guys that once I wasn't teaching, I would show you how I did this. What I need to do first, though, is teach myself how to record the computer screen, like while I'm working on it. I've got to figure out how to do that, and then I can make that video for you guys. Okay, so let's start with the city bill. So we budget $300 for that. Okay, then let's see if there's any other bills that need to come out. This category I use for my fixed expenses. So for me, that is bills and debt. So we do have some debt coming out. Okay, so we have a student loan payment of $40. So I used to pay a little bit more, like $227, I want to say, to student loans, but I was able to negotiate a 12-month deal with them. So while I'm starting out this new business, I have a reduced payment for my student loans for the first 12 months to help me get started on the new business. So that's why that has decreased. And then I am making a payment to our van loan, which is $445. And then we have another bill, energy. This is like our gas energy. It's not covered under the city, and we pay about $50 a month for that. And then if it starts to rain here, then we might need to have David mow the lawn, which would be $20. Okay, so that is it for the bills. Let's see how much altogether that would be. That's $855. Okay, so 3636 minus 855. That's $27.81. Okay, so I'm going to bring that amount down here. $27.81. Okay, so let's write down the variable expenses. So we are going to have food. We're going to budget $150 for that. Okay, spending, this would have been $80, but since David already got his spending money, it's only $40. So that's the payment to me. So I get $20 a week for a 2-week period. That's $40. Okay. Gas. We're budgeting $30. Miscellaneous. $25. Medical. $50. House. $50. Okay, and then, so let's see how much that is total. $345. Usually it's $305, but we have that extra spending of $40. That only happens every other week, so it's $345. But I'm gonna just double check my math. Okay, 345. So 2781 minus 345 leaves us with 2436. Okay, I'm going to bring that amount up here to our sinking funds, 2436. We're going to pull $300 this week for sinking funds, which would be bring our new total to 2136. Wait. So our sinking fund total is 300, and then our leftover is 2136. Okay, we're not going to pay any extra debt this week, so let's talk about the amount that we're going to roll over because we're not, yes, okay, this is the last week. We would do a debt payment normally, but we're not doing that. We're going to roll everything over. Okay, 2136. So that's going to all go to rollover. So we would normally need $1,000 to roll over to start our next month. So we would have, if we were still making debt payments, we would be able to pay off $1,136 to debt this month, which is awesome. But it's also awesome to have that cushion in our account for a little while. Okay, so our savings total is $2136, leaving 0 as our leftover amount and 0 as our total income minus expenses. Okay, so that is it for this week. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.